Okay, if I'm being completely honest, like I absolutely hate this camera angle because you can see my entire apartment, and that just feels a little bit exposing to me. So if I'm visibly uncomfortable for this entire video, then that's why. Okay, so this is now the fourth time that I have tried to make a video about kind of how like the last several months have been going. Maybe this will be the one that I finally post, but I guess we'll see. So in general, I just kind of want to jump back in with my monthly vlogs. I have like 3 or 4 different blog posts now that are drafted and more or less ready to go, but I would prefer to have this go up first and then kind of, delve into more of the specifics in those posts. So to kind of summarize like where I am, if you haven't checked the blog out lately, I switched barns. I decided to leave my old trainer, who I have been riding with since I moved to Florida. Towards the end, so I graduated, that was traumatic, and then I was going to work 5 days a week. I was still commuting from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, which was painful. So I was doing that, and then I was still going to the barn like almost every single day after work, and then coming home after that. So I was most days coming home like super exhausted, like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I can't keep doing this. But I thought like, okay, well, once I move closer to my job, then it'll be easier. Like I'll be able to commute to everything like so much easier. And I could, and the commute was actually really nice for the 3 weeks that I was actually doing that. So I also quit my job, which is a first for me. I feel like a real adult now. I quit a job. That's amazing. No, it's not amazing, but whatever. So towards the end, towards the end, as I was starting to kind of like realize that that barn was really not going to be the best place for me, and as I was realizing that like Blackjack was not going to be, any type of competition horse for me, like we really just were not clicking, I kind of like scaled back a little bit, and I was doing things that were still relatively productive, like to my riding career, like overall. It was still super productive, like for my fitness, really productive for the horses that I was riding. Kind of like mentally, like it was doing a lot. Not so much physically, but definitely on the mental side. So, I'm sorry, the delivery person just knocked on my door like a murderer. I thought I was about to be killed. Oh my god. But here's the cross ties that I just ordered. Do an unboxing of that later. Anyways, I was riding Blackjack mostly bareback. Like I think I didn't put a saddle on him for like 3 months. So we were riding pretty much like all bareback. I would get on him for anywhere from like 10 to like 30 minutes for a ride. I did have one ride where like I actually rode seriously, and I jumped him like on my own. I felt super good about it, but that was unfortunately like the last time that I jumped him, because after that I more or less learned that he wasn't supposed to be jumping like for his own health, and like no one had actually told me that. So I stopped after that, and I was really just like doing my bareback stuff and like having like a lot of fun. Like I was so happy. It's like every single time that I rode him, I felt super good afterwards. So I was doing that, and then I was riding this other mare named Sax, who I guess more or less never made it to the blog like at all, because I, to be quite honest, was way too depressed for all those months to even write a post. So Sax was a thoroughbred mare. She was owned by a boarder who pretty much defaulted, and like the horse was sold on a lien, but that was after I left. So I was riding her and having a really good time. I was taking care of her. She had this nasty leg fungus that I was really attacking and felt really good. So I was actually like getting better for once. But I kind of realized like I was putting so much energy and time into a horse that ultimately, I didn't even know if its owner was going to sell her. I didn't know if the owner was going to pop back up at some point. I didn't know if the horse was going to be like sold on a lean. It was like, it was just super uncertain, and I just at the end of the day decided that, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, because at that point, you know, blackjack obviously was not going to be it for me. Liberty just kind of like was lame, but not lame, but you know, nothing was really being done about it. And then Sax, I had no idea what was happening with her. So I just decided to exit that scenario. But I started probably in like the middle of the summer. I want to say beginning of July, I started looking for a different horse to lease. And I came across an ad for a Friesian that was like really pretty. And I went out and I tried him, and he didn't like me. He bucked me off, and I was like, let's not do this. Like, there was a moment where I was like, yeah, let's just go through with it, because I was honestly so desperate to get out of my last barn. But the more that I thought about it, the more that I was just like, you know, I don't want to go from like one really like difficult situation with horses that aren't right for me and just hop into another difficult situation with a horse that's not right for me. Because he is like actually beginning to say he just didn't like me. So what would happen is that the trainer at that facility, I ended up reaching out to her and seeing if I could take a lesson, because then I figured, you know, if I just keep my lease at my old barn and kind of like, you know, keep the freedom to do whatever I wanted and like have fun and stuff like that, you know, I was okay with that and just taking lessons elsewhere. So I went and I took a lesson with her, and that's when I got to ride Destello for the first time. And we jumped around. Well, so I hacked him, super, you know, great on the flat. Jumping him, however, we went through a 2-foot course and knocked every single rail. I'm not even kidding. Every single fence at some point we knocked it down, and we went through that course maybe like 4 or 5 times. So I was like getting super deep to everything, because I was like really afraid about taking long spots. But then the spots that I was considering long, like, were not even like that long. I was way too slow, and it just like, it was a mess. So I was feeling a little bit defeated after that lesson, but I still took another lesson. This must have been, I'm not even sure when it was. I think I took that lesson maybe like a week before the end of August, and then that's when I texted my trainer, like old trainer, to let her know that I wasn't going to be riding with her anymore. And then I think I took another lesson like in September, like sometime in September, and then I didn't take like any lessons for like a month and a half. And then finally, I want to say about like 2 weeks ago, I took another lesson, and I was like, you know, hey, I want to get into regular lesson. So that is kind of what I've been up to. So that was everything up until like the end of November. I now have a regular Saturday lesson at 11 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest reason why I haven't been posting anything is because I've been like super depressed, and I'm like still super depressed, and probably gonna be like that for a while. I mean, I do have like a lot more motivation to create content and leave my house than I did before, mostly because my therapist told me that I should probably start working on my hobbies and actually leaving my apartment. But I mean, I'm feeling a lot better, like in that regard, and so I'm just gonna try to do my best to stick to a schedule and to share the things that I want to share. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today. I will have a video coming up in, I think, like 2 weeks from now, kind of showing all of this mess behind me that unfortunately you all can see. And then after that, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been riding some very nice horses and very happy about it. So yeah, I'm just having a good time. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!